still says off there, live.
Okay, now we are. We're on live now. Yay.
Yeah.
So it says to talk about the different leadership approaches and that we think makes most sense to us.
Mm-hmm.
The different approaches.
So, Amanda, did you want to start?
For me, I think situational leadership approach really makes sense to me. It really can you hear me? For me, I think situational leadership approach really makes sense to me. It really can you hear me? For me, I think situational leadership approach really makes sense. Sorry, I think my thing's going all crazy. Are you guys still there?
We are.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, everything started going all crazy. But for me, situational approach, because being a leader, like when I was working at Starbucks, I definitely felt like in different situations or who I was leading or what was going on, I didn't always use the same type of leadership approach to things. Some people I would kind of just back off and just kind of mentor them as they were going, whereas in leading them, but some other people need more leading than others. So I really think that the situational approach makes more sense because you can base it on the situation and who your follower is and what type of situation you're dealing with at that moment too.
Right. I totally would agree with that. I think that my current manager is really adept at looking at each individual individually and coming to them where they are. I know there are some leaders or managers that have a one-size-fits-all approach, and that style doesn't necessarily resonate. Kind of like a teacher, it doesn't necessarily resonate with every student or every staff member. So tailoring your approach to the person that's on the receiving end is really important to be effective in both those relationships.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Well, I hate to say that I agree too, but I do.
Yeah.
I also work at Starbucks, and there's people at all different levels doing all different things. And some people have been there for 5 years, and some have been there for 5 months. And the type of leadership, depends on their ability and their understanding of each individual situation. But I also think that being a visionary while you're leading is important to kind of give your team an overall goal. Letting them know like how many pastries it's expected to sell and how quick their turn time should be, and just giving them a commitment or creating a contest to energize everybody. I think that's really important too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So do you think that's more relational or relational approach?
It is. Because I think you kind of also have to empower them.
Exactly.
Change and give them like a goal for the future.
I think so too. I think when you're teaching somebody, you have to be able to encourage them and empower them and make them realize that they're doing good, and that as long as you keep on doing what you're doing, you're going to do great. And when you for me, critiquing somebody, that was always the hardest part about being a leader, because some people are just straight up harsh when they're critiquing people. So knowing how to conform around that person is also why I like the situational approach, because you can kind of tell who's kind of more emotional or who could take criticism a little better, or how you can say it. So I think that really has a big aspect with it too as well.
Yeah, some people are coachable and other people are not.
Yeah. I do think the trade approach to leadership, and some asked on a really good one. I think where I work right now in a bank, I feel like that's more important, because my leader at work, she's amazing, but it's because of all of her trait skills right now, because her trait leaderships, because she knows what she's doing. It's a very straightforward job that pretty much if we don't take exactly her knowledge and her skills, we're really just not going to be able to do good at our job, because it's just kind of a straightforward job. It's not something that or another. It's just this is how it is. It's just pretty straightforward. So I think in her job, the trait is it's really important because it's her knowledge and her skills that she has for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taylor, how about you? I saw you left and came back. Hit the wrong button. Uh-oh.
I don't know, I think she's frozen.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's frozen. I know.
Yeah. I was thinking about what you were saying about the trait leadership, and I agree. Like it seems like there are certain traits that people can have that make them perhaps may create a little more opportunity for them, or may tend to lend themselves well to leadership. But I had a hard time. Well, and I think the researchers did too, kind of assigning one-to-one relationship between, if you're this, then you're going to be successful as a leader,
Yeah.
or if you possess this specific trait. I mean, I don't know. At our company,
I know.
you could certainly definitely look at a lot of the leaders, the people that are in executive leadership when I look up at a panel of them, and I'm thinking, they all do have a lot of things in common in terms of like height, age, gender, for instance, that kind of thing. But there's plenty of other people that have those things and aren't leaders. So
That's true. Because, I mean, even if somebody had those trait skills that, may be considered, leadership material, the knowledge and everything doesn't mean that they would be a good leader. Because some people may have all the knowledge, they just don't know how to lead.
The people skills is important.
Yeah.
Exactly. It seems like there's a lot of value on charisma sometimes. Well, I know there is definitely in leadership positions. People who have a lot of charisma and ability to speak well publicly seem to be perceived as leaders better than those people that are maybe a little more shy or more introverted, not necessarily shy. But I don't know. I kind of
So true. I feel like
I value content over personality, but it definitely, there's a lot of charisma, people that are in positions based on how people perceive them versus how they perform.
Right.
Definitely.
What do you think, Taylor? Sorry,
No, that's fine. As long as you guys can hear me, I just keep cutting in and out, so I'm hoping.
No, we can hear you perfectly. Yep.
Mhm.
So, okay. Frozen.
What approach do you mostly connect with, Taylor?
I think the situational, like what you guys were talking about, it really depends on, different just kind of,
Oh, you're still breaking out.
oh, sorry.
That's okay. I understand that.
But I mean, like, she has all ages to work with. Our team is of 10, and there's all different ages, and you can tell that she has, different leadership styles for each person, and it's very situational depending on, what's going on throughout the day, or if, we're at a meeting or anything. I don't know. She just sets a really, actually good example of situational leadership.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's interesting having leaders come together to work together that have different type of leadership traits, because the Starbucks I worked at, I feel like I'm very situational, but I worked with other shifts that were different, and some were more, relationship leaders, and someone was really just like completely different. So it's weird that even though we were completely different, we were able to work really well, even though one was a trait, one was like relational, and I was more of situational. But it is interesting to see how we coach people differently, and how although they are all effective, they're like kind of effective in their own different ways.
Yeah, and I think it makes even like a better leader when you can get along with other leaders who have different leadership styles than you do. That just proves that you're an even better leader.
Yeah.
I think.
And it's hard, so yeah. Definitely. That's for sure. I guess
Were there any other questions that we had to answer? That was pretty much it, wasn't it?
So think about your own beliefs and how leaders. How can leaders motivate followers to achieve goals with their leadership, I guess, approach?
Mhm.
Oh, that's a really big one. With me, I would say my leadership at my work, she is very trait oriented because of her knowledge and her skills and that, but she is also kind of situational because she does conform to us with training us, but she also, like, her leadership style encourages us to want to learn more and encourages us to be more motivated and to keep on expanding our knowledge and to be better and to motivate us to want to move up within the company. So I feel like a good leader and their leadership approach can really help push somebody to be better.
When you feel like your manager cares about your goals and your performance, for sure, I think that makes a big difference. So,
Yeah. And I think if we to expand their, I mean, my manager doesn't do that, and I'm currently getting kind of bored. So it's like I don't have new challenges. They're not, seeking me out for new challenges, which I think is hard sometimes.
Yeah, then you feel like you're not working towards anything for
Right.
yourself. Yeah, that makes sense. That's for sure. I think that was it, though. Anybody else want to add anything more?
Did we
I
answer?
just think it's really important for a leader to keep their group motivated and working towards the same goal.
Right.
And I think whatever leadership style it takes to achieve that,
Mhm.
that's where the situation comes in.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So,
All right.
well, I'm glad we're getting this whole recording thing done. This is awesome.
It is.
Perfect. All right, I think then we're good for this
All right.
week.
Yeah, we
Unless anybody has anything to add.
We hit 12. Now 12 and 15.
okay.
Perfect.
All right.
Well, thanks, you guys.
Same time next
Thank-
week.
Yep.
Thanks.
You
This
guys are
time
on.
next week. And I'll post it since I'm on here.
Oh,
Okay.
you're awesome. Thank you.
Of course. See you guys next
All
week.
right.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.